Warning! When you watch this video, you might think I have a loose screw, or maybe have lost it. I ordered a Squier Classic Vibe 60s Custom Telecaster in Oxblood a long time ago as a pre-order with Chicago Music Exchange. At the time, I wanted the Oxblood Red body because I had just purchased my Troy Van Leeuwen Jazzmaster, and I was absolutely in love with the dark red color on a guitar body. In looking at the pictures of the guitar though, I was not very happy that the guitar came with gold hardware. It finally arrived this past week, August. I pulled the guitar out and immediately was especially not enamored with the glossy gold hardware. I hatched an idea. I would include all of you in my decision making. I would post a survey on the channel asking which of these two paths should I take with a guitar. Replace all of the gold with chrome hardware or leave the guitar as is. If I replaced all of the hardware, I'd save all of the parts and build a gold thin-line guitar that I already own the body for, and then I'd sell that in the reverb store. If you all voted to leave the guitar as is, I'd just sell this guitar at my reverb store and I'd make back what I had into it. It was then that fate stepped in. All 6 of the gold string ferrules fell out of the bench. This really isn't anything new with brand new Squiers of late. It's just something that I've learned to kind of expect. When I held them up though, it looked like some sort of Christmas trimming you'd buy at a craft store to use when making a wreath for your front door. I heard myself say out loud the F word and thought to myself, well, I guess that idea is out the window. And then I proceeded to strip the gold parts off the guitar. Just a note. The Squier Classic Vibe 60s Telecaster Custom in Oxblood guitar has already sold out at CME and is already back in pre-order stage with a ship date in October, which makes me think I definitely am an anomaly in not liking the gold, and the rest of you all snatched up what they had in stock because you thought it was cool looking. That's cool. I guess though that this is proof that I am a little or a lot off kilter and definitely marched to my own drum beat. Some people out there are saying, what a nut, he actually tore apart a brand new guitar. My God, what an idiot. Here's my logic. All gold guitars sell really fast in my store. They're unique and there's always someone who wants one. I will sell the gold guitar and make back what I spent on the Oxblood Squier. I will then keep the Oxblood body and take the parts I already own and do the following. Install a really nice made in Mexico Palfero Fender neck with 22 frets and a 9.5 inch radius. To that I'll add a set of Fender Classic Gear tuners. Then I'll install a Fender neck plate, control plate, knobs, and strap pegs. The pickups will be a brand new set of the Squier Classic Vibe Telecaster 60s custom pickups, so she'll end up sounding like she was supposed to. And the wiring harness will be a custom-made modern Telecaster harness with 2 CTS solid shaft 250K pots, an Oak Grigsby 3-way pickup selector switch, a .047 UF capacitor, and a switchcraft output jack. Last, the bridge is a Wilkinson no-logo bridge with Wilkinson brass compensated saddles. A few notes and observations about the reassembly of this guitar. When I have the ferrules fall out of any guitar, I usually take thick super glue and using a cotton swab, a Q-tip, I apply a small amount into the sides of the hole for each ferrule, and then I put the ferrule back into the guitar, and then they stay. But if you're going to be using super glue around a poly-type guitar finish and you accidentally drop a drop of the glue on the body, don't worry about it. Use a rag with some acetone on it to clean off the glue from the finish. But if your finish is nitrocellulose lacquer, please do not do this because it'll actually remove the nitro finish from the guitar really fast too. If you're not sure what type of finish you have, here's a simple but not exhaustive guide for some of the more common guitars. If the guitar is made in Asia, it is almost certain it is probably a polyurethane type of finish, and you can do this on it. So basically, this includes all the Squiers, Epiphones, and most affordable guitars. If your guitar is made in the USA and it's Gibson, it is a nitro finish, and you will ruin the finish with acetone. Fender, though, it's kind of hard because a lot of their newer American-made guitars have poly, and then some have nitro. Here's a list of some of the guitars that do have nitro. So anything in the American Vintage series, anything in the American Original series, the Road Worn series, select artist signature models, and some Highway 1 models. This is not an all-inclusive list, so please be really cautious with USA fenders. I've also encountered road-worn fenders that are made in Mexico that are also nitro. You just really never know. You have to be really careful. Here's a small glimpse of some of the Telecaster 60s custom style guitars that I have in my collection. I'm sorry if it's poorly filmed video. On the back wall of my shop. The first guitar is my Fender American Original 60s Telecaster with rosewood fretboard in Lake Placid blue. Next is my Chinese-made Squier Classic Vibe 60s Telecaster Custom with heavy modifications. Next is another Chinese-made Squier Classic Vibe 60s Telecaster Custom with a lot of modifications that I used in a video just recently. Today's video star, the Classic Vibe 60s Telecaster Custom in Oxblood, and olive green Squier Classic Vibe 60s Telecaster Custom with Mojo pickups and wiring harness installed. And then last is my Fender Made in Japan JV modified 60s Custom Telecaster in beautiful Fire Mist Gold. I count this row of guitars as what I call my deserted island guitars, meaning if I did not have any guitars except for 6, this would be the 6.